Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna's Stitches. Today is August 7th of 2024. I was trying to think of what day of the week it is. It is Wednesday, yes. It is Wednesday, and I'm just coming on for a little bit of an update. I have been pretty MIA for a while. I was working on a very large project. I should probably pause my TV because you can probably hear it. It took me about 7 or 8 months to complete. And in between that, I was just working on small projects, and I never felt like I had enough to really come on and talk about. So now that it's finished, I wanted to let everybody know and show you guys, and then show you kind of all the little things I've been working on in between. I do have a craft fair coming up at the end of this month. It's actually on the 31st, so been making a lot of little things ready for that. And then I did revamp my Etsy shop, and I have quite a few products listed. I'll talk about that a little bit more as we look at some things, but that's really about it. I mean, I haven't really been doing much, so I didn't really have anything to come on and talk about. But the one thing that I did work on pretty much constantly, daily, probably the biggest project I have ever made. Again, it took me about, I want to say 7 months. I can't remember if I started it in January or February, but I know for sure that it was started and being worked on February 10th, which was my son's birthday. Because I remember having to hide it because the person it was for was here and I didn't want him to see it. So I remember having to put it away on my son's birthday. So I know it was at least started by then, and I just finished it. I gave it to him on the 4th, which was what, a Saturday? So I think I finished it on the 2nd. So I started it somewhere around, I'll say February 2nd, because I know with my son's birthday, I barely had any of it done. So we'll say February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So 6-7 months to finish this project. I'm going to insert a picture of it so you guys can see it. I did already give it to him, like I said, so can't really show you in person. Plus, there's no way I would be able to get it in frame. So it is a corner-to-corner Miami Dolphins Grafgan. If you're familiar with my channel, I have made Bill's Grafgans in the past. So this is the first time making one that's not a Bill's one. And I do follow patterns for these. And unfortunately, the Miami Dolphins pattern is double the size of the Bill's pattern. And the Bill's pattern, if you've seen it, is fairly large. I think the two that I've made, I kind of adjusted both times, and they were still both like queen size blankets. With the Miami Dolphins one, I actually, when I was doing the corner to corner, went down to 2 half doubles in each square instead of your standard double crochets, just to kind of shrink it down. And I went down to an F hook, which I standardly would use an H, or I think I used an I for the first one I made, but then I didn't like how loose it was. So I think my standard is usually an H for these. So I definitely did everything I could do to decrease the size of it, and it's still bigger than a queen size bed. I really wish I had a king size just so I could see if it was that size or not. But to kind of put it into perspective, not that anyone has seen my house, but there was no floor area in my house large enough to lay it out flat and get a picture of it. So I actually had to take it outside when I was done with it and take pictures of it because it was that big. But it was for my best friend's husband. His birthday is the 14th, but their anniversary is the 10th, and his dad came into town just a few days ago, so we gave it to him on the 4th when they kind of just came over and hung out. He loved it, thank God. I knew he would. He's a huge Dolphins fan. I had no doubt that he wouldn't love it, but it was a lot of work, and if I ever make one again, because I'm kind of thinking about it, at least the dolphins one, I want to maybe do single crochets instead. And I prefer doing the corner to corner, but I don't think you can do corner to corner in single crochet. If anybody knows, let me know. I mean, I guess I could always try it out just to try to make it a little bit smaller, because again, it took me 7 months and I was working on it pretty consistently. I don't think there was more than a day or two at a time that I put it down. Okay, someone called me and I don't remember what I was talking about because it was like a long conversation, but I'm pretty sure I was talking about the blanket and making it single crochet. I don't know. But that's kind of my plan if I ever make another one. I know my best friend's husband's father had said he wanted one too. So, and then I also am in the process of making an Eagles blanket. I did start it already. That is for somebody I know. That one, I am altering a little bit too. I think going forward, any of them I make, I am going to do half double corner to corners instead of full double crochets, and then kind of adjust the hook size accordingly. So far with the Eagles one, and I should have brought it in here so I could show it, but I'm about halfway up and halfway over, and I'm really liking the size. So I think I've kind of perfected how I want to do those blankets. And then after that Eagles one, I have another Eagles one I have to make, and I think I have 3 Bills ones I have to make. So lots of blankets to be made. But yeah, that Dolphins one took me forever. And then my husband had requested a Patriots one, so obviously I'm going to make it. We're both huge Patriots fans. The Patriots pattern is laid out exactly like the Dolphins one, so again, it's going to be huge. And he requested a yarn from Ice Yarns, and it's called, I want to say it's called Lorena Worsted, so it's a, is it 50-50? 50% acrylic, 50% cotton, if I'm remembering correctly, and it's more of like a tube yarn. I don't really think it is, but that's how it feels. Like, it almost feels like you could pull back that top layer. But it's definitely a heavier yarn, even though it is still considered a 4-weight. It itself is very heavy. So to make a blanket as big as it's going to be, it's going to be fun. I did actually already start his. I started it probably like a month or so, maybe even less than when I started the Miami one. But the Miami one had a deadline, so that one kind of became first priority. So I haven't worked on my husband's in quite a while. I think now that the Miami one's done and I kind of got the Eagles one going, pretty good pace there. I might take it out and work on it here or there. But other than that, again, I've just kind of been working on a lot of little projects. I'm getting ready for the craft fair that I'm going to be doing. Again, it's August 31st. If anybody lives near me, feel free to come out. I don't think there is anybody that lives near me, but if you do, feel free to come. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I did rename, and restart my Etsy shop. I will have it linked down below if anybody's interested. Even if you just go check it out and like some stuff and favorite the shop, I would greatly appreciate that. You know, if you want to buy anything, I would greatly appreciate that as well. But honestly, just the liking and favoriting things would be great. I also have kind of started TikTok. I'm not good at it at all. Just kind of showing little things that are in my Etsy, hoping to, you know, get some traffic over there. Getting a little bit of views on my videos. I mean, I'm nowhere near a social media person, so I don't know what is considered good or bad, but getting some traffic over to my Etsy shop, which is good. I still haven't had any sales yet, but the traffic is definitely getting over there. And then I did start a Instagram too for the shop. Again, I'm not really good at making videos or making them look the best. I'm kind of just playing around with it. I'm sure eventually I'll get better at it, but I'll have all that linked down below if anybody is interested. But I had some help from some of my coworkers, and we had decided to kind of do a play on words for the shop name, and it is called Hook, Yarn, and Stitches, like hook, line, and sinker. And one of my coworkers actually made my logo for me. It is, I guess I could insert a picture of it right here, but it's a crochet hook with yarn as like the fishing line. So the crochet hook is the fishing pole, the yarn is the fishing line, and then it's catching a fish that is crocheted. It looks really cool in my opinion, and hopefully, you know, people get the play on words there, and why the logo is what it is. But I'll have that all linked down below. If you want to check it out, that would be great. And I guess I can show you some things I have in my shop. I have tons of stuff made. When I say I've been working on a lot of little projects, I have tons. I have different types of bucket hats. I have two different types. I have two different types of bandanas, lots of scrunchies, some amigurumi, not much because I honestly don't like making them, but I got kind of burnt out on everything else, so I made a few little amigurumis. I think I'm going to just stick to the 2 or 3 different kinds that I have on there. I don't want to overload it with, you know, a bunch of pre-made things. I have water bottle holders, cup cozies, whether it's like a cup sleeve or an actual like one that you would put on a can or something like that. Kindle cases. I actually really thought I would have a lot more Kindle cases made because I was like every day making them for a while there. Kind of burnt out on those, so I think I have like 5 or 6. I don't have those uploaded on my Etsy yet, but getting there. Some cat ear beanies. I think that's about it. I'm sure there's some other stuff too. But I have some stuff sitting here, just stuff that I've worked on in the last few days, so I figured I could show you guys that and kind of give you a insight of what is on my Etsy and what will be once I get some of them uploaded. As you can see, currently I'm working on a Pico Stitch bandana. Pattern is by Passionate Kelsey. Same person's calling me again. I'll be back. Okay, let's try this again. So, I actually got almost all of it done while I was talking to her. So all I gotta do is go back on this strap and single crochet across. But there is a Pico bandana that I made. Actually just started this morning. I feel like the ones I previously made were with a different hook because I feel like this one is a little bit bigger, but I do change up the pattern just a little bit from what she does. Instead of cutting at the end of the bandana and then just doing chains for the straps and then going across the top, I just, once I finish the one side, I make my chain, single crochet across the top, make my chain, single crochet back across the chain, and then I'll end right here. So that will be done in just a minute. And I made this out of Village Yarn Craft Cotton. This is a Hirschner's yarn. Color is turquoise. I think I got a bunch of this for, was it Mother's Day? I think my husband got me a huge box of yarn. It was all cotton yarn from Hirschner's, but I think this might be my favorite cotton yarn. Thankfully, I took a huge leap in getting these because I'd never used it before, and I ordered a ton. But it is really good. I think I actually have some I love this cotton close by. But honestly, I think I even like it more than I love this cotton. It is really nice. So there's that. that I obviously am going to finish in probably just a minute. I do have another one sitting here. I believe this is just the colorway teal. I think, oh, I have another one that I made. And see, this one is even smaller than those two. This is a Premier yarn. Anti-pilling acrylic. I want to say I have no clue what this colorway is. I got it in a mystery pack, I think, because I don't remember ordering it, but oh no, I got it out of a Mary Maxim crochet kit. But I made that. I got some bucket hats here. So I have two different styles of bucket hats I've been making. This kind, so like the windowed mesh, and then just your standard granny square bucket hat, which I'll probably make another video later this week, next week, showing all the other stuff that I have been making, just because I don't want to make this video too long. But here is one of them. This is out of a Yarn Bee yarn, I want to say, pumpkin tweed. I believe it was a clearance yarn from last year. And then I made another one out of the same yarn, just a different colorway. I think this one was rose tweed. But you can see kind of on camera. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. I did not follow the pattern for the second one, which is the pumpkin. This one I did follow the pattern, and honestly I can't even tell you where I got this pattern from. But it has 5 windows. 1, 2, yeah, 5. And then with this one, I made 6, which I don't think it really matters. Both fit my head completely fine. So there's those. I think I mentioned I've been making a lot of scrunchies, and I've been using the Big Twist Rave yarn and just making scrunchies out of that. So I have 2 here out of the Safety Cone colorway. So each scrunchie is coming out different because, you know, that is a variegated yarn. And then I have 2 here out of the Unicorn colorway. I think this is probably my favorite one just because it came out almost all mint. But that's the Unicorn colorway. I think I only have these 4 on me right now, but I've been making them out of almost all the Rave colors. There was a few of the colors I didn't grab, and I'm kind of hoarding the green and black and the pink and black ones. I only have 1 of each, but I want to save that yarn for myself. So all the other ones, though, I've been making scrunchies out of, so I have a lot of the neon-y colors made in scrunchies. Been making these star bags. So this is the first one I made. This is made out of Red Heart Retro Stripes, if you can't tell, because everybody loves this yarn, but it's just a little bag that's a star. I did make a second one of these too out of Karen Blossom Cakes in the colorway Passion Fruit, which surprisingly I don't have in here. I thought I did, but I'll be making a bunch of these. I'm probably going to start a second one of this today. Colors are going to change a little bit because I barely have any yellow left, so I'll probably have to start start with yellow. Same with orange. Just the way, because I did color controllers, just the way the yarn broke up, I only have a little bit of those left, so I'll probably have to do a yellow orange. And I'm thinking of actually maybe leaving out the pinks in the second one and doing yellow, orange, green, and blue, because when I cut it up and made this one, there's actually like 2 different other shades of green and 2 different other shades of blue that I didn't use in this one, so I thought that would look kind of cool. And then just a couple other things I have laying around. I've been making these little skull succulent plant holders, plant hangers. There we go. So they're all a little bit different. I think I have 3 sitting here that I'll show. So this one is like the spiral leaves, I guess you would call it, and I used the teal, and then I made the center orange, as you can see. The second like variation is this one, which I didn't weave my ends in on, and I thought this one's probably one of my favorites. It wasn't my favorite to make. This one was my favorite to make just because making these is a pain in the butt, and these ones were actually pretty easy compared to like this one that is like little leaves and then you tie like a little rose on there. But there's this one, and I believe these are actually already sold. I actually had somebody request that I make them, and she's going to buy them at the craft fair. So I have 4 made so far. I don't know how many she wants, but I know she wants this one. So there's that. I just got to weave in the ends on that one. And then I finished this one last night, and this is the other variation. So I'll link the pattern down below because I don't remember who the creator is, but it was a paid for pattern on Etsy, and it came with the 3 different variations. So the 2 I just showed, and then this one that is a string of pearls succulent. So I made it like that, and I've actually made 2 of these so far. The other one's already hanging in my car because I was using it for pictures, but I posted a short with using that one yesterday, so if you want to see it, just go check out that short. But here's this one, and I think the colors are way too similar there. I used the teal and then the turquoise that I just made that bandana out of, but I don't think there's enough variation there. But I'm gonna make a bunch of these, and I think I just have a couple amigurumis I've been making here, and again, they are going to be listed on my Etsy. But I made this little turtle. This one's mine. He just kind of chills on my desk, but my cat found something to play with. There he is. So I have that up there, and then I have some cool jellyfish on there. This one is my cousin's, but she hasn't picked it up yet. But this is, I call him my watermelon jellyfish because I just grabbed 2 different colors and put them together, and then I was like, oh, it looks like a little watermelon. So that is up there, and then I haven't listed this yet, and this is the only one I made, and I don't know if I'm going to or not, but I made a little whale. This one is out of a cinnamon swirl Karen cake, I think. So I don't know. I like how it came out. I probably wouldn't have started here if I would have thought about it more, but I think I might just keep this one, and if I make another one, maybe out of a solid color, I'll start listing them, or, you know, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, that's really everything. Obviously, like I said, I have a lot more out in my dining room in a, like, 3-drawer organizer thingy of things that are going to be at the craft fair, but they're also going to be listed on my Etsy. Figure if they sell, I'll just take them down and make more at the craft fair. If they don't sell, then they'll just sit on my Etsy until they do sell. So yeah, I haven't really been buying much yarn. I've been trying to kind of get rid of what I have. I'm not trying to really de-stash too much, but I have gone to the store a couple times, whether it be Michael's, Joann's. Actually, I went to Joann's last week or the week before, and I needed 1 skein of Big Twist white to finish the dolphins blanket. And my husband had to go to the bathroom while we were there. And while he was in the bathroom, I went through every yarn aisle. Could not find anything. There was a few things I'm like, oh, I could make something out of that, but I actually only bought that 1 skein of Big Twist white, and I think that's happened quite a few times lately where I've went to, like, we stopped at Michael's because my son wanted clay, and I looked at the yarn and I actually had it in my hand and I put it back. We went to Hobby Lobby so I could get a skein of yarn I needed. That was the only thing I bought. Even like I was on Hirschner's just the other night, there is actually a couple things I want on there that I do have a planned project for, but it's not anything I'm going to make anytime soon. So I figure I'll wait to buy it until I want to make that project. Oh, and I made a blanket I was going to show. I guess I'll have to do that next time because I don't want to grab it right now, but I did make the 6-day star blanket, so I'll show that another time. And then I did start another blanket last night. It's a spiderweb blanket. I didn't get really far on that. It was just I went to bed kind of early and I was like, I need something to work on, but I didn't have anything up there except for the yarn for that, so I started it. So eventually I'll show you that, but I guess I did get one other like crochet purchase since my hiatus started, and that is my new favorite crochet hook. I did purchase the dot hooks. So I've actually wanted these for a very long time. I do switch up my favorite crochet hooks. I wouldn't say frequently, but you know, there was a time before I even started my channel where I was exclusively Clover, what are they called? Clover Amore hooks. And then I got into furls. I got really big into furls for quite a while. I have so many different Odysseys, quite a few streamlines. I gave up on those because they don't make the Odysseys anymore, and I just have terrible luck with the streamlines, especially the smaller sizes, which is what I tend to use. I usually stay between the like G to J range, so 4 to 6 millimeter range. I don't really go higher than that. I've went through like 5 different streamline G hooks because I don't know. I don't think I'm a tight crocheter, but they always break on me. So I kind of gave up on those, even though they're gorgeous. And honestly, I have an Odyssey in every size, and I just don't grab for them anymore. I actually have all my furls put away, and I went back to the Clovers. I dyed my hair yesterday, so my fingers are stained from it. But I know when these first came out, everybody was talking about them and how they compared to the Clovers, and there was a few not so good reviews on them, so I'm like, I don't need them. I have a set of Clovers. I actually got another set of Clovers for my birthday on Amazon. I got it for like $38. I was so worried it was going to be a scam, but they got here and they're real, so I actually have 2 full set of Clovers. So I really didn't need these at all, but somebody was using them in a video, and I'm like, oh, I really want those. So I again watched some reviews, and nobody was really like that, like overly satisfied with them, or even people who like consistently use them, they really didn't say like whether they really liked them or not. So it took Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches getting them and saying they're like her new favorite hook for me to finally like, okay, I'm just gonna go order them. I kept going back and forth. I mean, for months lately, before Jennifer started using them, I'd have them in my cart, and then I'd go to place the order and be like, I don't need them. And then I finally took the plunge and got them, and these are honestly my new favorite hook. The only thing I would say that I don't like, and honestly I don't really care that much, is that they only come in half sizes. So it's like 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Where Clovers, there's 3, 3.25, 3.5, 3.75. And I know, I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. I don't know what he's doing over there. But like one of the projects I was, actually the Dolphins blanket, I was using a Clover F, which is a 3.75, and I wanted to like switch over to a dot because that was the main project I was working on, and I wanted to use my new hooks, and they don't have a 3.75, which again, not a big deal at all. But anything outside of, you know, the 0.25, 0.75 hook sizes, I've been using these exclusively, honestly. I can't say they're better than the, I keep wanting to say tulips, and I don't use tulips, so I don't know why I want to say it, but the Clovers, but they're more comfortable. They're a little bit longer. The thumb rest is just amazing on these. It's so comfortable, which, I mean, the Clovers are uncomfortable at all, but I do like that these are a little bit longer, and I never thought that would bother me before, but love these. If you're, oh, my dog's distracted me. If you've seen them and you haven't taken the plunge yet and you're interested, I really think you should. To me, it's a great investment. I definitely plan on getting another set soon, just so I have backups, because I do tend to lose things a lot. I don't know how I've made it so long without losing any of my Clovers. I have 2 full sets. I've had my first set for like 3, 4, even probably 5 years now, and I've never lost one. But I am kind of nervous that I will lose these, so I do want to get another set. And they don't fit in my crochet hook case that I bought off Amazon, so I just went to Walmart. It's back to school season, and got this little pencil case. So I have some hair ties in here to make scrunchies, but I have all my hooks in here, and then this front pocket that was pouch and pocket mixed together, but I come. So I have my yarn needles. I have a couple stitch markers in there, tape measure, and then 2 pairs of scissors. So I kind of have everything I need for any project right in this pouch. I'm going to take that back out because I'm using it. But yeah, I mean, $3, good investment. So that's really all I have for you guys. This video was a lot longer than I intended it to be. But please, if you don't mind, please go check out my Etsy. Again, I'll have it linked down below. Follow me on the social medias. Again, they're not that good, but I'm working on it. And I'm not going to promise because I don't want to break my promise, but I will try my best to be more frequent on here and get back into the swing of things. I think for me, I'm just going to have to not commit to making like a video a week or something. I might maybe do a monthly, here's what I made this month type thing, and kind of have videos here and there throughout the month. I think that would probably be what works best for me, because I think what I was doing in the beginning with my channel just became too much, and I got to the point where I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about or show you guys, so I'm just not going to make videos. So I think that's might be the plan, because I know people like consistency, but I'm just not a consistent person, and I don't think I can try to be, because then I start not liking things. So I think that's kind of my plan, just maybe a monthly makes type thing. But if I've worked on a lot of stuff, maybe I'll make it like, here's what I made this week, because I made so much that I don't want to make my monthly make like an hour long. But I probably will come back on next week and show, you know, all the stuff that I have made for the craft fair. And I'll definitely try to film a couple clips while at the craft fair and after, to kind of let you know how I did with that. It's the first one I'm ever going to be doing, so I'm actually kind of nervous, but I'm excited for it too. So I'll let you guys go. I hope everybody has a great day, great week. I miss everybody, and I'll see you guys soon.